I can't believe that here I am trying to raise awareness in the comment sections of fucking mainstream media being like, look, they've bought out YouTube. We're not being represented here. Make sure to check out some real YouTubers. And then YouTube is like, you're terminated forever. And it's like, oh my god. Is that Kali? Is that Kali? Is that Kali? The Kali? Oh my god. Holy shit. Slow down. Changing tracks. We're doing different things now. What's up? Hi, welcome. That's really exciting. Kali, how are you? Do you only have a couple minutes? Are you about to take off? If you only have a couple of minutes, then I'll make a really sweet, short summary speech of where we're at currently, considering everything. Okay, cool. Well, really appreciate that. This is day number 6 that I've been live streaming. I've streamed for almost 50 hours. I had a 14... Oh, wait. Oh, my God. Everyone... Are we able to see when... I don't think the chat box is working. The chat box hasn't been working this whole time? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was working this whole time. Okay, now let's see. I'm going to go ahead and share one of the copy pasta agitprops into here. Wow. That's a lot of text. Copy pasta agitprop, aka theorypleeb, got banned by YouTube without any warnings or any specific explanation beyond TOS violations. Now we're launching a channel teaching video editing and agitprop dissemination strategy, starting with editing a video explaining what happened from a live stream last night. Theory's a total boomer on Twitch, but obviously the most fucking pro on Premiere. Hashtag freethepleeb every morning 10 a.m. Pacific / 1 p.m. Eastern, except for Mondays. So tomorrow, I have a day off. That's right, ATS. Kali's in the house. Oh, you don't even have Twitter. Just YouTube and Discord. Yeah. And Patreon. Yeah, well, welcome. So, I've been saying that I was going to do a patron update video, right? And there's no time like the present, because you can just ask questions as I go, Kali. I'm going to be pretty quick. Basically what happened was I went on a trip. Or I was moving, I was moving from California to Idaho. And it was like a 50-hour bus trip in total. Maybe like a 40-hour bus trip. I don't know. It was a long one. And I was even harassed along the way. Okay, so it was like a day where I was just trying to relax. I was finally getting settled in after 2.5 months of relative instability and feeling precarious. And this is the day that they pull my YouTube out from under me and terminate everything and make it so I don't have access to any of my videos anymore. Yeah, great time. Great fragile state to be in when that happens. All I was doing was getting stoked about how Bernie Sanders was getting endorsed by AOC and Michael Moore and Nina Turner. And that those were just like really exciting in the first place, right? And so I was in the live chat. There's like 22,000 people. Text is flying. Lots of people copy pasting the same thing over and over again. And it was usually just like Bernie 2020, you know. And which is fine, Some people had their own unique things to say. And I was just sitting there watching what people were saying. And then I was just like, there's nothing substantial here. I'm not learning anything. So if I was just a passerby and I was looking in at this chat, I wouldn't see anything. So then I went and I got, I started writing up So first, I just kind of typed together something that was longer, way longer than you would put. Way more work went into this message than would typically go into a live chat that's flying by at that rate, because I was thinking, well, if people are reading along, then if they see this, then they're actually going to learn something. It might actually affect them in some way. So first I used my hashtag my Bernie story, which is really just me talking about having worked my whole life and, I mean, essentially having no protections the whole time, right? So the first one was, uh-oh, did it go away? It went away. Hold on. So one of them said, for over 17 years, my labor has built your houses, put food on your shelves and your tables, and now I teach. Never once have I been insured or secure. How many of us will have to die? End wage labor coercion. Free housing for all. Medicare for all. Reclaim the future. Green New Deal. Bernie's back. And the other ones I've added since then. So like, I'm just pasting stuff like that. And I've got 5 different messages that I want to share with the world that I keep pasting over and over and over again, because you can open up your clipboard and then you can just keep like selecting from the tray. You've got more than one available. Like, so the last several things that you've copied are all there, and you can just keep pasting from there, right? Okay, so I was doing that for a couple hours during the live stream, and that was fun. And then a couple of hours later, after I had been watching a TV show, still trying to have my first day off in a long time, I thought, I'm going to go back to pasting some of these into the comment sections. I have to explain what happened. So I was watching this show. I was watching Shameless, and then I decided to start. I opened my YouTube and I typed in Bernie Sanders, and I was just looking at the top results because I was looking to see what the coverage on the rally had been now that the squad had officially endorsed Bernie, and all of it was largely unrelated, slanderous, mainstream media talking points by channels like the Washington Post, owned by Jeff Bezos, the fucking libertarian who hates Bernie Sanders, who ran 14 smear ads all on the same day from the Washington Post in 2016. Suffice it to say, I got a little distressed, a little reactive, a little, it wasn't my best move, but I started pasting into the comment sections of those videos. And that's when I got terminated from YouTube. I don't have access to any of my stuff anymore. I don't have access to any of all. It's absurd. It's so absurd. It's so absurd because it's like, well, sure, like, I guess maybe that breaks TOS in some way, but like, don't you think they would have given me a fucking warning? Like, yeah. Not only was theorypleeb terminated without warning. Hold on. I have a copy pasta about this too. I'm just going to go ahead and share it right now. All of it's gone. It also took all of the donations, super chats, and ad revenue that I've collected so far. Never cut me a fucking check for any of it. I never caught a check for any of it. I never got paid a penny for the over $50 in fucking actual super chats that I... Well, when I say 50... could have been 30. I don't know. I wasn't counting because, like, yeah, anyway, I probably had about $50 though in super chats, and people were watching these ads. Where's the check? No, not only do they cut me off, never got paid, they fucking cut me off from access to the videos that I put on their platform. So, I don't know if you knew this, but they can make it so that a video is blocked in all countries, but you still have access to it. I know that happened because they did that to my Louis C.K. video. They blocked it in all countries because it used a part of a song from a fucking hardcore band, and that band's label didn't like it. But, I muted that out, and then they gave me that video back a couple months later. No. With this slap on the wrist, though, they just chop off the head. First slap, guillotine. Straight to the Google log. Callie says, so you not only lost access to your channel, but they also are keeping all previous donations? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, definitely not a slap in the wrist. Uh-huh. Yeah. Fucking wild, huh? Also, Lodane, who just came over, Lodane found my game video. That apparently that's one that they've returned to multiple times, and so they had downloaded it. It's one that they had actually disagreed with me on at first, and then over time they realized what I was saying there, which is fantastic. That's good to hear. I'm always glad that, yeah, that works sometimes, to not be an asshole. Fuck. So because of Lodane having saved the game essay, we'll hopefully have recovered that video essay, and then I can post it onto theorypleeb Copy Pasta, which is a channel on YouTube that started yesterday that is mirroring some of my videos. Thank you, somebody, for doing that. But game can go up on there now. Well, guess what, though? Distracted Friends 1 is missing. Distracted Friends 1 and game were probably my two best videos, except for the Gillette video. Those three are considered my three best. Some people like my guillotine, my short little State of the Union address video the most. Some of them like the postmodern video the most. But in terms of like overall responses from the audience, Distracted Friends 1, game, and the Gillette. Those three were, a lot of people say they're favorites. I had Gillette uploaded onto Facebook. I had Gillette backed up into a couple of spots. But game and Distracted Friends happened at a really unstable time in my life when I was moving around and two of my external drives had just broken. And I thought I had it backed up into one. Oh, fuck. Anyway, point being, they had that shit hostage. And it just, fuck, drives me crazy. Like, I can't believe that here I am trying to raise awareness in the comment sections of fucking mainstream media, being like, look, they've bought out YouTube. We're not being represented here. Make sure to check out some real YouTubers. And then YouTube is like, you're terminated forever. And it's like, I'm basically like saying you're the bad guys, and now you're being like the bad guys. Like, what the why? Why not just like let people fucking talk in the comment sections? It's not actual spam if it's addressing the actual content and framework of the system that it's. Jesus, we're being force fed this content. Like, let me show. Let me show. Just for anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, okay? Let's talk about it. Check this out. So I will type politics into YouTube. What do we have here? CBC, okay, and this is all Canadian fucking politics. What? CBC, Sky News, hold on, let's go down. Speed it up. Fox Business. Okay, NBC, MSNBC, NBC. Where are all the YouTubers? This is like being replaced by automation. Because these are automated, fucking scripted, mainstream, establishment, old guard, fucking... Oh, wow, we found Chomsky. Thank you, Serious Science. Jesus, how far down we have to go? I'm not even mad that this isn't leftist shit. I'm just mad that this isn't YouTubers. Okay? So, anyway, that's my rant. That's my rant, and that's what happened. And then I appealed it, and then they denied my appeal. And then they said that I can't appeal the appeal. And so now there's a campaign to free the plebe, and what I'm doing here every day, except for Mondays, at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Pacific Daylight Time, or whatever, Pacific time, whatever the fuck. It's Pacific time. And then 1 p.m. Eastern time is I'm drinking coffee, I'm making memes, I'm working on videos, and I'm sharing what I know and getting set up to, well, basically this is a brainstorming space for both strategy, for how to engage, so it's like we're making videos and we're talking about how do we engage. So there's a lot of talking about rhetoric, a lot of like media theory shit. I'm introducing people to critical theory, and other concepts, and then really I'm just nerding out with some fellow lefties in here. But every once in a while, some poor Democrat or something comes through, and then we have a whole conversation about that. And so it's been a good time these last 6 days. Out of it, I've definitely got some hashtag content that will be fun to put up onto the YouTubes. But I'm really hoping I don't have to build another YouTube channel up over time. That I really hope that they will just give me back what I need. And I'm really hoping it doesn't take legal measures to get their attention. Because I really just want to get back to work with what I was doing. Except I was going to finish the next 8 video essays that I was working on really quick before December was over, so that I could launch into another kind of project that was going to be a lot more mentoring. It was going to be a lot more tutoring. It was going to be a lot more tutoring and making Skillshare courses so that people could learn media literacy and video production, so that we could deconstruct propaganda and mass manipulation stuff. So you can see it, and then you can respond to it using critical theory and critical thinking and media theory. But instead of finishing the next 8 video essays, I was thrown into doing it immediately. And I have to. I mean, I don't have to. I could go do other things. But this is fun, and I have the time right now, because this is time I was going to spend doing those video essays. So I have everything budgeted out to make this work. And so I'm in the perfect position right now to begin. Okay, what do I need for this website? This website that we're calling the Sovereign Build, that will give me my own secure basis from which to engage on all the other platforms, so that it will be a one-spot stop for you to come by and see everything I've done that week. If you want to see everything I do on Facebook, Twitter, etc., Instagram, it's all there in one place. Maybe my book reviews on Goodreads, still, same place. It's all there that week. You can filter out the results so you don't have to see the images if you don't want. You can make it so you don't have to see Instagram and Twitter, but you're just seeing my book reviews from that week if you want. But more importantly, this build is going to have layers of accessibility, different pathways for a multimedia book / course curriculum experience, where it's not just that you show up and I have a bunch of videos and blog stuff. It's that you show up and then there are a few different options based on your answers to questions, and then your journey through things like aesthetics and logic and rhetoric, media theory, is going to be one where it's like very, very, very intro level, or it could be something that's very, very like more towards the college level. But either way, there's no such thing as just getting the theory stuff, doing the critical thinking stuff. That's just stuff that comes along the way while you're learning how to do things. So by the time that you're coming out the other side of this little knowledge factory, the goal in 15 years, right? My 15-year goal is that when you come out the other side of that experience, you are able to see talking points for what they are. You're able to understand the ramifications that they hold, and you're going to have a whole toolbox, an assembly kit, for deconstructing the frames that people are bringing into things, for excavating the assumptions that they've smuggled in, but doing it in a way that won't make them distressed, reactive, shut down, doing it in a way that will establish trust and show them that you're valued even if you disagree at the end of the day. And I just think that's kind of what we need right now, because we need a mass movement. 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 I'm waving this around. So if anyone's just listening and they're not looking at the screen, then I'm showing the normie to Bernie / squad to left tube pipeline. And sometimes when people read this, they say, I'm not sure there's a big difference between Bernie and the squad. Well, that's why I have slash instead of then squad. It's not Bernie then squad to left tube. It could be for some people who aren't used to listening to women of color or something like that. You know what I mean? Like Bernie could be their way in. That could be their gateway to listening to women of color, because they're like, oh wow, these people all agree. They're courageous enough to do a Bernie stand when they know they're going to get so much hate from all of these white feminists who don't know jack shit about what it means to be a leftist, because that means organizing the intersectional working class, not intersectional C-suite. The C-suite. The C-suite is where all the CEO people hang out at. Yeah. No. Not that intersectionality. The intersectional working class, which is what this is. But yeah, the normie to Bernie squad to left tube pipeline is our only hope. And we need to treat it a lot more like... instead of treating it like, oh, we have a community and it's called left tube, I would think that it's going to be more like every single leftist is a representative of the people they know IRL, and the people online who they associate with are basically just helping them learn how to engage with those people in a way that will fucking quote unquote radicalize. But this isn't radicalizing, because we're not trying to fucking do anything that radical. Everything about what we're talking about is actually already in. The Green New Deal is already favored by like 80% of the United States population. Medicare for all already is. The issue is that people are that's when you pull them based on the individual issues, right? But when you put it all in a package and it raises in their mind the specter of the SJW, the person who's going to scream at them because they were misunderstood, then yeah, no, they get scared and they do, oh no, we don't want the Green New Deal. But the fact is, insofar as leftism is zoomed in, oh, that's a cool trick. So if you click on something and then you zoom in, it goes there. Oh, that's really neat. Oh, that's really fucking neat. Oh, that's really cool. Anyway, so this is just the stuff we've been talking about. It's been a lot of fun. And that's basically where we're at. The last part, I guess I would say, if you haven't left already. What up, chat? Hold up a sec. I'm going to quick catch up. %70 of Americans want Medicare for all already. Good to know. Socialist saying it. Thank you. The two extensions are channel blocker and what do you all? Oh, so you can block mainstream media? Yeah. The issue with blocking it yourself is then you're cutting yourself off to what everyone else is seeing. And in a sort of sense, that kind of willful ignorance is absolutely necessary to being able to live in a bubble whatsoever. And we have to operate in bubbles. We have to assume a lot of things just to be able to get through life. On it, we have to assume, there's just sort of knowledges and habits that kind of get embodied as the background conditions for anything that we are focusing on at the time. And yeah, in a sort of sense, that also involves turning off information coming in from areas that are going to distract you from what you're trying to focus in on. But yeah, that's how the insularization works that everybody's always complaining about. Yeah, these extensions you to curate your YouTube feed. Copy pasta. Okay, that's good. That's good, yeah. Well, that's good. We definitely need to be using them for our own, like, survival. You know what I mean? Lodane says, I have multiple profiles. One is totally a bubble. Others aren't. Got to be able to focus sometimes. Genius. Genius. That's good stuff. Thanks for all those links. I'll check them out. The last thing I'll say before you leave, Kali, is that it's something I'd want to tell all my patrons. Thank you for the journey so far. Where I was at already was thinking about changing course in a more, now I'm educating you in theory and practice direction. And so for the people who were only really interested in the theory side, for the people who don't really see any value in me putting up how to make video essay training courses or developing software that would make that really fucking easy or whatever, like for the people who don't see value in that, you'll want to go subscribe to or go, you know, put your patron funds towards something like the Normie Times, where or Cut Philosophy or some shit like that, because that's good, that's great, that's part of why I'm here, but it's not the only reason that I'm here. And so if that's all that you care about, then, you know, redirect. Otherwise, if you're excited because you want to find your own voice, and when you do find your own voice, you want to make sure that the things that you're saying are adequately engaging with the world that you live in a way that will actually be heard, in a way that will actually influence others towards a more positive, you know, future. If that's kind of what you're thinking, then this will be hopefully really exciting, because that's the direction I'm taking things. So I was going to finish out some video essays before beginning that, but then YouTube did this to me, and now I've begun, which was really good timing. It was serendipitous, because the person who is going to be, so a couple of the people who will be helping in their own ways, providing different services, skills that I would not be able to develop very fast, that I thought I would be spending the next few years developing so that I could then eventually do what I want to do. No, there's a few people who can actually do that stuff, though. There's a few people who also, their own life events changed suddenly and just made it so that they're available now. So it's like, no time like the present. Am I right? Love it! Love it! Love it! It's a good time. It's a good time. Oh wait, Callie, if you haven't left yet, here's the link to my Discord. Our Discord. The one that the copy pasta agitproppers are using. Callie, I can't wait to see you in the Discord. Goodbye. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you for stopping by. Seriously. Now we got the Patron video out of the way. It's perfect timing.